Hello guys, welcome to our channel, and today we will discuss a very important topic, which is VLOOKUP. And you all know that VLOOKUP plays a very important role in any organization if you work on an Excel. So I just made 9 different ways of VLOOKUPing functions and how different examples can make a VLOOKUP function useful. So to get the benefit of these 9 examples, you have to watch the full video, so you will get the benefit of these 9 VLOOKUP functions with a short span of time. So I just started our first example, which is our basic tax rate calculation with VLOOKUP. Here you see the criteria: if the person gets the income which is equals to or greater than 13,750 and below than 53,750, then it will gives the tax which is 0%. If the person got 53,750 and below 187,500, then it will give tax rate 40%. So this is the criteria, and we have to just write the total tax. So how we just write, we just use equals to VLOOKUP and parenthesis, then it says which value I will look up. So we'll just give the address of the cell F4. It means it has to look up the value of F4. Then it says table array, so you have to just give the table array. And it says column, so we want the column number 2, then so we just write the column number 2 comma, and then it says true means approximate and exact, so and 1 for our criteria. So just write 1. So it says nothing available, so here you have to just write the amount. Here it says I just write 14,000. so here you see the 14,000 is equals to greater than and below this criteria, so it will give tax rate 0. And you have to just write here the total amount of tax. So here you see nothing available because 0 tax will gives nothing. So if I just increase the amount up to 80,000, so it will give the tax of 20%, which means the criteria which is greater than 53,000 but below than 187,000, it will give the tax 20%, and the 20% of 80,000 is 1,600. Now I just write the income which is 201,000, which is below in this criteria, so it will give 40% tax. And here you see the 40% tax, so the amount of 40% tax is $80,400. This is how our first example of basic tax rate calculation completed. Now we will proceed our second example, calculate grades with VLOOKUP. Calculate grades is a very important function if you work in any school or in any educational institution. So you have to just make the criteria. So this is how our calculate function works. So you have to just write equals to VLOOKUP, then you have to just write bracket, then it says which value, so you have to give the address of the cell which is B5, then comma, and then it says table array, so we just give it the total table array. Then it says what grades you want, and our grades is in second column, so you just write the second, and then you have to just write 1 for ranges. So it says F grade because nothing is available, so if I just write equals to 60, then it will give grades D. If I write 75, then it will give C grade because if the person got 70 or less than 80, then it will be given the grade C. If I just write here 89, then it will give the grade B. And if I just write 95, then it will give grade A. This is how our grade function works. It is a very important tool for the teachers and different education institutions or related people. This is how it completed. Now I just proceed to our third example, which is calculating shipping costs with VLOOKUP. This is a very unique function. So here you see the criteria: if the weight of any object is 0, so they are below it 0 or means greater than 0 and below 1, it will give the cost $6 per kg. If the weight is greater than 1 and below than 5, then it will give the cost of $5 per kg. So this is the criteria, and you have to just calculate the cost of total weight. So how you will calculate? You have to just write equals to VLOOKUP, bracket open, then it says which value I want to look. You have to just look the value which is F5, then it says the table array, so you have to just select the whole table array. Then it says column, so column is second, and then you have to just select the criteria. It says which criteria I will select, so you have to just give the criteria which is our range criteria, bracket, and then it says, then you have to just do one thing again. You have to just write multiply, and you have to again select the same VLOOKUP cell which is F5, and here this is how our function. You have to just write select enter, and now I just write 3. So 3 kg weight costs $15. How? So you can see here, if the cost is greater than 1 and below than 5, then it will cost $5 per kg. So per kg, and here you see the 3 kg, so our 1 kg becomes $5 and our 3 kg becomes $15. That's why you have to just write multiply and again select the same cell, then it will automatically multiply it. Now I just write 2.25 kg, so it gives cost of 11.25, which means here you see the criteria greater than 1 and below than 5, so it will cost $5 per kg. So the 2 kg becomes 10, and the remaining 1.125 kg becomes 1.25. This is how our cost function completed. This is very important tool if you work in any procurement department and any shipping related department. This is how our third example completed. Now we proceed our fourth example. This is very easy VLOOKUP function. You have to just write once formula, then you have to just drag it down. It will automatically implement it in the remaining cells. So how? You have to just write VLOOKUP, bracket open. You have to select the VLOOKUP cell which is our A5, and then it says table array. Our table array, select our table array, then it says column number, so you have to just give the column number which is 2 and 0 for exact match. This is nothing else. You have to just drag it down, and then you have to just make it merge. I just write the ID which is 610, then it says Janet, last name McFadden, and email. If I just write 841, then it gives the remaining address or remaining data which is first, last, and email. This is for our cat employee information with VLOOKUP example completed. You have to just write once VLOOKUP function, and you have to just drag it down. The remaining will automatically implement it in it. Now we just come over fifth example. This example is very important, so you have to give some focus because there's little complications in it. So how do we just use, we have to just change the multiple boxes and use our VLOOKUP function. So how? I just write here, so you will get the better understanding. You have to first write if error, then you have to give VLOOKUP, bracket open. You have to give it says which value I look. It has to look the value in the address cell J5, then it has to select all the table array, then it says column, so it has to give the value of column number 2, then it's you have to give 0, bracket close. Now you have to just write here comma, and if error, bracket open, again VLOOKUP, and again bracket open, then it says which value I want to look. You have to look the value in this cell J5, then you have to select the table array, and then column number 2 and 0, and then again for multiple change you have to write equals to VLOOKUP, bracket open, you have to give the lookup value of this. Then it says table array, you have to select the table array, then column. It is the same function which you use in these cells, so it is not difficult. So you have to just select, then you have to just close all the brackets. Here this is our answer, which is the 3. So in 3 ID it is key. If you want to know the value of cherry, so you have to just the ID 5, and here you see the cherry which is in second box. And if you want to get the data of ID 8, it is mango. So this is how you can change the multiple boxes and use VLOOKUP function. I just write here the formula so that you will get a better understanding of how this function works. This is how multiple chain VLOOKUP function works. This is very unique technique, and it is very easy. You have to just understand the first one, then you have to just again repeatedly write the second and then third. Then here this is our 6th example, which is build hyperlink with VLOOKUP. So how you just write the hyperlink with VLOOKUP, you have to just write equals to, then hyper, I just write here so you will get the better understanding. Hyperlink, then we just write the VLOOKUP and bracket open, then it says which value I want to look. You have to look the value in the cell F5, then call comma, then in table array is completed, then it says column, so our column is second, and then 0 and bracket close. Then you have to just write another thing, which is it says friendly name, so you have to just write comma, and for friendly name you have to just select the same address cell, means our Google is friendly name. So if I just write again, select this cell, and you have to just write here, you have to just write your bracket close. So this is our Google, how this Google achieved. You see here the Google, and this is the hypertext link, and this is the our standard, but the name is Google, so the friendly name is Google. And if I just drag the same function here, see the sheet is basically over the friendly name, and these are the standards. So if I just write here worksheet, so here you see the worksheet, the remaining thing will be eliminated because it is the standard. So you get the flavor of how you can get the hyperlink and what is the friendly name. And this is how our 6th example completed. Now we just proceed our 7th example. 7th example is very easy. You have to just know the difference between error and nothing available. So I just write here equals to VLOOKUP, and I just give the value, and I shall just select the table array, then column number 2, and then 0. Here it says nothing available, so this is nothing available. And if I write here pizza, then it says the cost of pizza is 3.25. If I say rice, so it says nothing available. I just want to get the different comment except nothing available. So how you can get, you have to just select the same formula, and you have to just come here equals to, if you have to use if error, bracket open, select the whole cell, then you have to just write comma, and here you have to write what you want except nothing available. So I just want not found. Here you see, if the item is not in our list, it will give the comment of not available, not available. So if you want to get different comments, you can write here like sorry, this is our function, and say now out of our list, you can write this comment. So this is how nothing available. And if you want to get the comment of your own desired, so you have to just write the f error formula, then you have to just write comma, and again in the inverted comma you can write your own desired comment. This is how our seventh example completed. Now our second last example, which is we look up with numbers and text. How it works: here you see the IDs, the name of the planets, its diameter, and its satellite. So I just write here equals to we look up, and here says which value you want. I just want to write the value of this, and now I just select the whole table, and it says column, so I want the data of column number 2, so I just write 2 and comma, and here I just write 0. Then it says nothing available because here is nothing written in it. Then you have to just write here, select the formula, copy, and you have to just paste it, and again you have to select, and then you have to just paste it. So to get the data in the vertical column, here you see our example number 3. Here we just drag it because the data in raw and in our horizontal way, so you have to just drag it. But if the data is in a vertical column, you have to just write here the function, which is you have to just select here 3 because the data of diameter is in column number 3, and again you want to get the data of satellite, so satellite is in column number 4, so you have to just write here 4. And if I just write 2, then here see it gives Mercury. Then why it is not giving, you have to just write again, we just write the VLOOKUP, and I just make it easy for you. Here you have to just write select the column, then you have to just select the table array, and it says column. So if you want to get the data of column number 3, you have to just write column number 3. So here you say it gives you the address, and again I just write the VLOOKUP, so you will get the better understanding of how VLOOKUP function works. It says VLOOKUP value, so I just write equals to, then it says table array, so you have to just select the whole table array. And column, we just want to get the data of the column number 4, which is satellite, so you have to just write 4 and bracket close. This is how. Here you see nothing else because in ID number 2, which is Venus has no satellite, means Venus has no moon. If I just want to know the data of Pluto, here you see Pluto got the diameter of 2306, and it has 5 satellites. So if I just write here 5 for the Jupiter, then it has the satellites, which is 67. This is how our horizontal functions works. Here you see the same address, and if I just drag it down, so it will automatically change one address cell into H5, so it will create complications for you. You can also write manually your HLOOKUP function, VLOOKUP function. And here our last example, this is very easy and simple example. You have to just write equals to VLOOKUP. Now you get the better understanding of how VLOOKUP function works. So I just write here the cell address is this, and total table array, and then it says 2, which is we want to the amount 2, then exact for 0. Here it says 12,500, and the date of 4th September 2016, which is 12. If I just want to get the data of 9th, I want 3 September's data. so it will gives to the amount 6,500. If I just want the amount of 1st September, so this will give 1500 or 1500. So this is the format of the trade, in which the first one is the month. So you see the September. For September it will give 9, and 1 is basically the date, and 16 is basically the 2016. This is how our whole 9 examples completed. You will get the understanding of how VLOOKUP function works, and you face any confusion, you can write in our comment section. And if you like our whole video, please like, share and comment. Thank you so much.